All right, so today we took a bit of a loss. Uh, we were in CLSN Corporation, CLSN. And so, okay, let's go around here. So in the morning, we were starting watching it. A lot of volume here to begin with in the morning. Had about 4 or 5 times the average volume to start off. And we were playing our strategy. We were waiting for the 50 EMA buy-in target right around here. And we got alerted. We bought in right there, I believe 335, and we popped over that average, and it was around 340, 341, 342, 344, right around there. We had a stop loss at 340 to lock in that 5 cent gain. Now, we did get stopped out right there on the drop. We weren't gonna buy any down here because that wouldn't have helped our average, so we were stuck at 335. Now, we had a chance to get out again as it climbed back up to 340 range. But, I didn't decide to do it. I decided to stick with our 335 and double down right here in the 100, which is what we did. That was the plan. That's what made it happen. And that brought our 335 average to 327, which is somewhere around there. It dropped all the way to 309, I believe, right down here. But we bought in 319, if I remember correctly. Either way, I remember our average was 327. Now, I remember on this uptick, it went all the way to 325. Didn't get out there, even though we would have still been in the green at that point. Now, what's important to remember here, so let me erase that real quick, is this dip to the 100. Now, this dip to the 100, it should have, if it wanted to actually have bull strength behind this should have went up and continued over the 100 EMA, which it did for a little bit, but it came crashing back down, which is not a good sign. And it also created a new lower, which is, again, another bad sign. The 50 EMA is good for the first dip in the morning. It's usually good for that. And the 100 is basically the fail-safe. And now we should have been able to get out at 325, but we didn't. So we bought some more down here, and as I remember correctly, we were at 320. This was 322, 321, and we actually didn't sell right there either. I'm not sure why. I really thought we had a chance to go back into the 330 range right around here. Really thought we had that momentum because, once again, the volume was there. I mean, there's tons of volume on this one. It ended up being about seven times the average volume at the end of the day. But either way, since our 320 average was not too hot, and the 50 EMA was staying underneath the 100, another part of my strategy is buying in again under the 250 EMA, which is what I did. I believe I bought in at 302, and my average then became 312. Yeah, somewhere around here, 312. And it never got there. It went as high as 306 right here, but basically never got there. Ended up selling at 3 even right here, right before the drop, because as you can see right here, uh, it went all the way down to 285, which was a hell of a ride down. I'm glad that it consolidated in the threes for a while, so I could get out with not quite such a terrible loss. But once again, the most important thing to remember from all this, most important thing to remember was the EMAs and what they meant. So right here was the first sign that it didn't retrace back up here. That should have been a warning sign. I should have kept the stop loss tight at 340, and but instead I wanted to keep the shares. I really wanted to build a position instead of scalping today. So I thought there was enough volume to do that. And right here again, this was a good buy. Usually, when you buy in the 50 and the 100, you're usually somewhere in the middle. I bought a little high right there. I could have bought in the 310s or lower, 315s, and that would have really helped me pop out right there. But I didn't. I was stuck at 327. And I did buy down here again. And we did have a chance to once again pop out of here. It's 321, 322, and we didn't sell off. And I should have went with the gut and sold off. But I was really hoping for a short cover. I was like, there was no real short cover. When you see a short cover, you can sort of feel it. Especially shows in the volume bars down here, and there just wasn't one. And I was right here. This could have been the short cover of the day. That's the most volatile. It jumped from 285 up to 305, so that's about a 20-cent jump. That was the most volatility it had, so that could have been the short cover. But by then the 50 EMAs were already far too unhealthy. We want the 50 to be over the 100. And the fact that it didn't bounce off the 100 EMA dip and keep going and get rejected, that was the second warning sign. And should have got out right there when I had the chance. But sometimes it takes a loss to realize some mistakes, to overlook your strategy. You've got to play your strategy to a T. But that's what happened today. Took a 12-cent loss, and we'll hope it's the beginning of the week, and we'll be able to make it all back by the end of this week.